Hey guys, Ryan here. Welcome back to my channel, the Millionaire Entrepreneur Academy. And as the name suggests, we're all about helping entrepreneurs like you grow and scale your businesses to multiple seven-figure revenues. Now in today's video, I'm going to be tackling a topic that surprisingly isn't spoken about much in the business world and in the business coaching space, despite it being a huge issue for so many business owners. And I'm speaking directly to the entrepreneurs out there who are starting to feel weighed down by their own business. Now, what do I mean by that? So maybe you're just exhausted from constantly putting out fires within your company and it's starting to drain the joy out of what you do. Or perhaps you've been at it for so long now that you're actually bored and unchallenged and you're starting to fall out of love with your business, feeling flat, unmotivated and uninspired, and just don't know what to do in order to get back on track. So if that sounds like you, then guess what? This video is going to be extremely valuable. So make sure you stick around because I'm going to share with you the untold truth about business burnout and how to beat it. So first things first, and here's the thing, you don't always have to be madly in love with the industry that you're in. It's not necessary. Because when I draw on my own personal experiences and look back at the company that I built for over 10 years, I certainly didn't love the industry. In fact, I couldn't think of a more mundane and uninspiring industry to be in. Seriously, it did nothing for me on a deeper level, but there were definitely aspects of the business and the role that I played that I really did enjoy it. So you can always find something to appreciate and get excited about, right? But if we're gonna be real, if most entrepreneurs were given a chance to start over, they probably wouldn't pick the industry that they're currently in. And that's okay, because it's common for businesses to be born out of opportunity rather than passion. And it might just be that the business you're in now is a result of you spotting a gap in the market and deciding to capitalize on it. Or it could be through succession where perhaps you took over a family-run business. Or it might just be one of those right place, right time situations that landed you here. Regardless, when your reality is shaped by circumstance rather than conscious choice, it's natural to have moments of doubt where you question your long-term commitment. And look, I've been there. Because when I started my company, Gemini Parking Solutions, I definitely didn't dream of being in the parking industry. It wasn't like it was some sort of childhood ambition to manage car parks one day. It was simply an opportunity that came my way at a time when there wasn't really many other options on the table. I was a complete novice in the business world. Although back then, I did kind of think of myself as being an entrepreneur, but when I look back now, actually I knew nothing. So it took me a few years and down to huge sacrifice and resilience, I finally hit a point where yes, I was earning good money, far more than what I'd ever earned before. My lifestyle had improved, I felt empowered, but I really didn't enjoy what I was doing. There was something missing. I actually began to resent getting up in the morning, especially in the dark, cold winter months. I'd leave from work in the morning and it was dark. I'd finish work, I'd come home and it was dark. I didn't see any daylight, and for me, this wasn't life. You know, I was stressed, I was working long hours and missing out on time with my eldest son because he was growing up so quickly and I just wasn't near to see it. And so my life started to feel monotonous, and largely because of, other than the improvement of lifestyle, there was no real justification for what I was doing. So there wasn't a deeper sense of meaning behind my actions. But I knew I'd put far too much work and effort into the business to simply walk away. And I hadn't come this far just to come this far. So something had to change. Luckily, I've always been big on personal development. And so through my journey of self-education, I came to some powerful realizations and uncovered some powerful principles that completely shifted my mindset and changed how I felt about the business. I went from being almost depressed and wanting to walk away from my company to feeling revitalized and fully engaged again, rekindling the passion for what I was doing. And so I felt it was important to share some of these key learnings with you within this video, because I know many of you now may be having similar feelings or attitudes towards your business. And so by hopefully sharing my learnings, you can start making some of these shifts too, and hopefully experience the same level of transformation as what I did. So here are a few strategies that you can begin to implement into your working practice so that you can learn how to not grow tired of running your business. So the first one that I'm going to say is to ensure that your business reflects your values. So let me just say that again for any of you that missed it. You need to make sure that your business reflects your values. So when most people set up a company, they don't truly understand the significance of having clear defined values for that company. Because I remember the process that I used to go through back in the day before I truly understood the importance of this. Back then, whenever I was to set up a new company, I'd write some fluff or jargon on the About Us page. You know, the typical sort of nonsense. But there was no real meaning or authenticity behind it. Really, it was just filler text that I thought looked good, and I thought it was something that customers may want to see to make the website look professional and to make our company look more professional. But when it comes to the values, I'd simply hop onto Google, type in the search term company values, and pick the first few generic ones that popped up. You know, values like honesty, truth, professionalism, commitment, all of it was just BS. But this is the thing, what do they actually mean? They're just empty words. But most of you are guilty of doing the exact same thing, slapping on random values onto your website, your marketing material, paying lip service to them, but never truly living them or understanding their significance. Now, I could go on about why values are crucial for your business, but that's probably a whole separate video altogether. But let me just give you an overview here. Your company's values should underpin the core beliefs and behaviors of your organization. That means everything. You know, how your team operates, how you hire, who you hire, what strategies you implement. Everything must align with your values. Does that make sense? So when you set up a company that doesn't reflect your personal values, that's where the problem begins, because the business and the founder are never truly aligned. And over time, once the honeymoon period's over and the excitement of setting up a new company wears off, then guess what? That's when the cracks appear. That's when the void becomes clear. That's because the business isn't a true reflection of you. There's no personal connection between the two. Now, it could take months or even years, but at some point, you're gonna be watching videos like this, feeling unfulfilled and wondering why there's no sense of meaning in what you do. And look, I don't care who you are. You could be the most shallowest of people, but there's gonna become a time when collecting profits are simply not enough. Money alone isn't enough. If there's no sense of purpose, a huge disalignment will develop between you and your business. So to maintain your love for what you do, your values have to be intertwined within your organization. It's a non-negotiable. Your business needs to be a reflection of who you are. Think of it like a form of artistry. It should be an expression of you, period. You know what? And I don't care what other gurus or so-called experts on YouTube are telling you. I don't care what advice you're hearing from other entrepreneurs. The business has to reflect your wants, your needs, your desires, and more importantly, your values. And if it doesn't, then guess what? You're gonna find yourself watching videos like this because you're unhappy, disengaged, unfulfilled, and all the rest of it. So number one, make sure your business reflects your values. And guys, if you're new to this channel and feel like what I've said carries some weight, then make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Now I'm gonna be putting out new content every week that's just as valuable, if not more. So make sure you hit the like button and subscribe and join the community. So number two, always have an end goal. So what this means is that you're always working towards something. There's a clear destination in sight. There's a main goal that all of your combined actions from you and your employees are working towards. Because if there isn't an end goal in sight and you're not working to something, then you're just gonna be working from day to day. You're gonna be in limbo. You're gonna be in no man's land, as they say. There isn't gonna be a clear purpose to your efforts other than collecting your profits, whether that be monthly, quarterly, annually, whatever it might be. And this is when things start to become monotonous and unenjoyable. So what you have to do instead is create a bigger overarching vision for your organization of where you'd like to be in, say, 3, 5, 10 years time, whatever it may be. Now, it can be something like becoming the largest provider of your service within the UK, obviously depending on your business. Or it might be having a greater social impact and setting targets on how many people you intend to help over the next 5 years. Or it could simply be setting a goal of exiting your company. And for those of you who are familiar with me and my program, the Exit Your Business for Millions Blueprint, I say this time and time again, my perspective of business truly transformed only once I shifted my focus towards exiting my company. And for me, it changed everything. You know, I leveled up, the business leveled up. As soon as I shifted the paradigm away from working day to day to actually working towards an exit and working towards a future goal. But regardless of what your vision might be, once you have an end goal, you can then start to create a clear roadmap of how you're going to go out and achieve that goal. And so you have to have a clear direction to head in, and you can start planning. You begin to have a clear direction. This then keeps you focused, keeps you motivated, and keeps you engaged. And you can start to track your success. You know where your efforts are taking you. This one thing alone keeps that fire burning, and it helps you to not grow tired of the business that you're in. And something that used to get me down a lot in the early days of running my business, when I was doing things that I didn't actually enjoy and I didn't like to do. Now, there's always going to be certain tasks or responsibilities that you're either good at, not confident in, or just find it draining when you're doing it. And if you're constantly having to do these tasks day in, day out, then naturally it's going to have a negative impact on your mood and your attitude towards your business. So what you have to start doing is identifying your strengths, where your energies are best channeled, and identify the tasks and duties in your business that bring you the most joy. Because when you begin to focus your energy solely on these things, you're going to feel an upliftment within your mood. It's going to create a state of happiness for you, which will also be felt then by your team. And one thing you have to bear in mind here, guys, is that the culture in your company starts from you. So if you're in a happy state, then naturally that's going to impact the rest of your team. So start by identifying the tasks that you like and enjoy doing and focus on these. But equally, you have to identify the not so enjoyable tasks and either delegate them out to your existing team or employees, or you can actually outsource them to a VA or a self-employed contractor who can support you with that. And last but not least, number 4, and probably the most significant and the most powerful strategy to keep that love burning between you and your business is continuous learning. Because over the past 15 years, what's really helped me to refocus and get excited about my business again is when I've gone away and either completed a course, read a book, discovered some type of new learning related to business, and then begun to implement that learning into my organization. Because when you learn something new that you know is going to have massive impact on your business, the excitement that you feel is unprecedented. And just an important note here, guys, this isn't just for business leaders. The same psychology applies to everybody within your organization. Because one of the best ways to get your employees engaged and increase their performance is to help them with their continuous learning and growth. So if you're sending them out on a course, if you're signing them up to masterclasses, going to workshops, bringing someone in to say do on-the-job training, whatever it might be, they're going to start to feel excitement in their role. They're going to be engaged and eager to begin sharing and implementing their newfound knowledge into their working practice. And guys, I'm not making this stuff up. There's actually a science behind this. So as an entrepreneur, you need to start thinking about allocating a budget each year for your own personal development growth, and maybe allocate some resources for your employees too. And this is something that I recommend everyone does. And it's going to benefit you on so many levels. And it's not just a rekindling of your love for your business, but also your company's operational efficiencies, increasing business performance, improving your leadership skills, improvements in marketing, improvements across every aspect of your business. You're gonna see an uplift. So it's important that you take the time out and allocate a budget towards your continuous learning, because I assure you, nothing gets you more excited than learning something new, knowing that's gonna have a huge impact on your company. Now, I hope this video has helped you in some kind of way and encourage you to think differently about how you approach business and the untold truth about business burnout and what you can actually do to prevent it. So hopefully the tips that I share with you today, you can begin introducing right away to stop you from burning out and help you to rekindle that love for your business again. But one thing I do want you to bear in mind, guys, if you do hold a negative attitude towards your business, then it's your responsibility to do the work to shift towards a more positive mindset and approach to your company. And sometimes it simply is just about gratitude and counting your blessings. It's easy to normalize your success and always looking ahead towards where you want to be, rather than actually taking stock of how far you've come. And actually, for most people, where you are now was once upon a time all you ever wanted in life. So remember that, guys. And I think I'm actually going to leave it on that note. So again, thank you for sharing the time with me today. As always, if you haven't already, then guys, come on, seriously, what you're doing, like the video, subscribe to the channel to see you in the next video.